Hello, Kip Corazon leaders. Welcome to your very first values read aloud of the year. I want you to think about our values. Think about our value of courage. What does that mean to you? Take a second to think. If you need more time, pause the video. Someone with courage is bold and brave, unafraid to face tough challenges. Having courage means acting when others are afraid of danger or simply acting without fear of failure. It is not always easy to show courage, but I know that you can because you are bold and you are brave. We can show courage by dancing or performing in front of a crowd. We can show courage by asking a question in class. And we can also show courage by calling out systems that are not fair. Today, we are going to listen to a story called The Doctor with an Eye for Eyes. Throughout this story, you will notice that courage is consistently shown by the main character. Before we begin, I want you to think about a few things. Think about, when was a time when you showed courage? Are there times when you wish you would have shown courage and stood up for yourself or others but did not? And how can you make the world a better place by showing courage? Think about those questions as you listen to the story.
Today's story is titled The Doctor with an Eye for Eyes, the story of Dr. Patricia Bath, written by Julia Finley Mosca, illustrated by Daniel Riley. I hope that you enjoy this beautiful story. If you like to think big, but some say you're too small, or they say you're too young, or too slow, or too tall, pay no mind to their doubts and just follow the path of one awesome inventor, Patricia E. Bath. On the 4th of November in Harlem, New York, one family, the Baths, got a gift from a stork. A baby, Patricia. Quite clever was she. All the good she'd accomplished, the world would soon see. Now, this girl from New York, she loved playing with boys. Her big brother, so thoughtful, shared all of his. Every hobby he had, she would copy, it's true. She said, anything boys can do, girls can do too. Yet, the toy she loved most, she will never forget, was a gift from her mother, a chemistry set. Well, it got her to thinking, hey, science is neat. This new passion of hers, it just couldn't be beat. As she grew a bit older, she yearned to do more. With science, I'll help the world sick and the poor. And a friend of the family's, a doctor so swell, inspired the teen, I could be one as well. But doctors back then, most were men, you will find. Still, Patricia stood firm. That did not change her mind. See, her father was smart and a jack of all trades. He had taught her we're equal, all genders, all shades. Yes, her parents were thrilled. They encouraged her goal. They said nothing's off limits, no job, dream, or role. The Baths didn't have much, but were wise nonetheless. Education, they said, is the key to success. Now, the problem with that? Every nearby high school was only for white kids with money, not cool. So, to high school by train, nothing stopped her, you see. And though most kids took 4 years, she finished in 3. What next? Off to college? Then medical school. where she found that her classmates were boys as a rule. And when girls weren't allowed to sit in the front row, Patricia said, "Phooey, that won't make me low." All those unfair restrictions did not bring her down. There were more pressing matters and no time to frown. A decision was due, what her focus would be. "I've been thinking," she said, "I will help people see." Then she studied the eye as an eager intern. Treating hospital patients was what helped her learn. Through her work, she discovered there's something not right. Her black patients were blind, 2 times more than white. What has caused this to happen? She wanted to know. In locations like Harlem, where money is low, she came up with a plan. We must conquer this plight. The public, she said, must prioritize sight. With this mission in mind, the new doctor went west. At a school near the sea, she spread word of her quest. She was young, but her knowledge and skill made her wise. She taught hundreds of students to understand eyes. But it wasn't all cheery. Some things she would fight, like the desk in a dungeon that barely had sight. "No, thank you," she said. "I will need a new placement, 'cause nobody puts Dr. Bath in a basement." Well, she got that new desk. Then she hit a grand slam when she started an eye doctor training program. She would lead it for years. And what makes that so sweet? She'd be the first woman to achieve such a feat. Do you think she stopped there? No, sirree, she did not. All her goals to help people, she still had a lot. "I will find better treatments for blindness," she swore. Straight to Europe she went, where she studied some more. In cities like Paris, she learned about lasers. "These light beams," she said, "will be little eye savers." She practiced for months. Oh, and one final mention, her research, it led her to make an invention. This tool she developed, a new laser probe, fixed the eyeballs of patients all over the globe. And because of her work, those without sight for years, like 15 or 20 or 30 more years, they could finally see. We should give her 3 cheers. Hooray, Dr. Bath. Hooray, Dr. Bath. Hooray, Dr. Bath. But wait, she did more. She created a place to bring hope to the whole human race. Its motto is this: rich or poor, black or white, healthy vision's important. It's everyone's right. Now, for all that she's done and the progress it brings, Dr. Beth is well known. She's accomplished great things. But applause for her work? Well, to her, it seems strange. Fame was never her wish. What she wanted was change. Yes, that girl from New York with the chemistry set, who was born when most doctors were men, don't forget, grew to be quite a hero, but she'll never boast. It's her will to heal people that matters the most. So, if helping the world seems too hard, you are wrong. If some say you can't do it, don't listen. Be strong. Like Patricia, stay focused. Push forward. Shine bright. And you'll find all your dreams will be well within sight.
That beautiful read aloud came from Sankova Read Aloud, a YouTube channel. So that left me really trying to think of what my personal vision was to change the world. And we know that we're able to do this if we show a lot of courage and we continue to call out things that don't seem fair and don't seem right. So, something that I want you to think about is continue thinking about the questions I posed earlier, and I'll put them back on the slide so you can see. But something else that I want you to do is think about a vision that you have to change the world. An activity that you can do at home is you can draw an eyeball and write this on top: my vision to change the world. Or you can write a short paragraph like the one shown here at the bottom. This is optional. This is something you can do. You don't have to do it. You can put it up, and it could be a daily reminder of things that you can do to make maybe not even the world, maybe just your community, starting small, and maybe in your house, things that you can do to make your home a better place, and then your community, and then a vision to change the world. What are things that you can do? Something that I thought about for myself is one of the questions that I asked earlier was based on are there times when you wish you would have shown courage and stood up for yourself or others but did not? So that question really stuck to me because I feel like there have been many times where I wish I would have said something when people are not being kind to others. I wish I would have said that is not polite and that is not how you should talk to our friends. So thinking about that, thinking about when there was a time when you showed courage, and thinking of times when you wish you would have shown courage, and if you're in that situation again, what would you do and what would you say? And how could you make the world a better place by showing courage? And I know when I say the world, that seems like a really, really big place. So even think about your home, your community, your school, and we'll go from there. So thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed your very first read aloud with the doctor with an eye for an eyes. And I will see you next week for our read alouds for values.